Is going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Tyler Lego here, and today we're doing quite the set for Old School Wednesdays. We're going all the way back to 1989, that's 31 years ago as of 2020, and that is the set 6270 Forbidden Island. Had 182 pieces, 4 minifigs, retailed for $37.50 US, kind of a weird price. And what's interesting is now this set's worth 748 new or 55 used. So big difference there. Anyways, really cool set. I'm actually borrowing this from a friend. Honestly, a lot of good things to say about it, but enough talk, let's get right into it. And here we have the set itself. So let's just give you guys a 360 view of this set. So I just want to mention right off the bat, 182 pieces, $37.50. 30 years ago. You guys may be thinking that that's kind of expensive, but look how big this set is. Like, it is a big set with a lot of big pieces, so price per piece isn't everything. Definitely something to be considered, but it's not everything. So to start off, let's take a look at some of the little builds. Let's just first off take a look at this little boat right here. It's a great looking little boat. I love the old pirate theme. Nothing too crazy about it, but just a nice looking little rowboat. And then let's get now a little bit more into the base, because that pretty well does the add-ons. Now with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to break it down section by section, just because it is actually quite tall. It's about a foot or a little bit more tall. So what I first wanted to center in on was just this base plate. Beautiful looking base plate, love it. It's a little island, and then obviously water's all around it, water's in the middle, almost like fresh drinking water's in here as well, which is kind of cool. Don't know if they're going for that, but sort of realistic. So I'll just get into the building. So there's some ruins here, as you guys can see. It's kind of like it's worn down, and you can see there's a king soldier in there. So what's cool about this is you open this up, and then a minifig, let's just demonstrate that, could technically fall in the prison, although the only bad thing about it is you can see it's just a trap door, right? So it doesn't naturally come down like the old ones. You actually have to manually put them in. So I don't think they had the trapdoor pieces in 89. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but that's why they
Just
don't
so
have
there's
it.
no confusion about what I was talking about, because I felt like that was getting kind of confusing. This is the trapdoor. They did not have these, I believe, in 89. See, like if you have a little pin here, let's pretend that the shark is the pin, stays in place, and then you bring it and it comes down, right? So this trapdoor was, I don't believe it existed back in 89. That's why they used basically that piece that has a that it can go up and down, but it doesn't come down naturally like this. What's cool about this as well is it is a double prison, as you guys can see. So pretty cool. There's a door on each end. And then moving on, they have a nice little bridge. The bridge doesn't come down or anything, but it is a nice little, I think it looks pretty good. The aesthetic's nice. And then it has this big flag, big pirate flag. So you get a little flag and a big flag. The only odd thing I have to say about the set is, let me know what you guys think, but I just think the stairwell looks a little bit too futuristic. It just looks odd. Not too odd, but just sort of odd. And then moving into this area, we have the front area here where you see the cannon and the treasure. So what's really nice about this is they give you 8 of these golden pieces. And if you guys have been watching this channel, you know how I feel about these gold pieces. I absolutely love them. They are the best gold pieces. LEGO does not need to steer away from that. They've been making the gold studs, and I do not like those that much. The other really cool thing about this is it has 1989, this may be in the thumbnail, literally a shooting cannon. Like, I'll show you guys. It doesn't work as well as the ones that we got in 2000, but okay, this might just be old. It doesn't quite work the best, as you guys can see, but okay, there it kind of goes. But they did have shooting cannons, and part of the reason I think maybe they stopped doing them is because they just didn't work that well. I could be wrong about that though, let me know, but from my experience with the old 80s cannons, they don't shoot as well as the 2000 ones, which makes sense. They're far older.
The other cool thing about this set is the palm tree. I love these palm trees. So if you guys like the palm trees from the Adventures theme, they were literally using that back in '89. So very, very cool. Now we'll just move on to the top of this. So there's nothing too crazy. Just has some more foliage on top of the base, pirate base, which is pretty cool. I like how they're, trying to make it look accurate, like it is some sort of forbidden island. Then you can see there's the monkey. Love the monkeys, which also, if you include them as a minifig, there's really 5 minifigs. And then we have the outlook area where Captain Redbeard stands. So pretty cool looking set all in all. That pretty well does the set. It's a very nice looking little set. I'll just give you guys another 360 view of the set. Anyways, just a solid set, especially for '89. I do not know how many times I can say set. But yeah, very nice looking model. But now let's take a look at the
And here we have 3 of the 6 minifigs. So very, very nice looking. These are the simplest minifigs to review, just because there's no back face printing, there's no back torso printing, but nonetheless, they have a very nice classic look to them. So, right on the far right, we have the basically like King Soldier. He actually reminds me more of a French soldier, to be perfectly honest. And then in the middle, we have another pirate. I love his patch. I love his hat. I love his torso. Honestly, besides not Brickbeard, Redbeard, they actually had a different name in the 80s for him. This is my favorite pirate. I really just like the look of him. He just has that very classic pirate look. Awesome looking minifig. And then on the left, we have also a nice looking minifig. I thought that this face was actually unique to the Western theme, but they're using it all the way back in '89 because he's actually the general store owner's face. So they did use in the pirate theme. A lot of these crossed over. But now let's move on to the final minifig. And believe it or not, this has 3 animals, and we're going to show those off in this next clip. Here they are. So to start, let's just take a look at the shark. Nothing too crazy, but nice looking shark. I thought I should show him off. And he's actually quite large. Like, there's a minifig standing. Here's the shark. So literally, the shark is considerably larger than a minifig. And I'll give you a 360 view of the pirate captain along with the monkey and a very nice colorful parrot. So to begin, let's just take a look at Captain Redbeard. He honestly is one of the most detailed pirates from the 80s. I mean, look at on the top, they have like the skull and bones. Then he has a very nice looking torso. He has a peg leg. He also has a hook. So they went all out with this character. You generally don't see that amount of detail put in an 80s minifig. And then we have the monkey. So I did not know the monkey's been around 30 years. He can actually hold 4 pistols. He has 4 hands, which is actually pretty cool. He can hold things no problem, just to kind of demonstrate. The same hands that are on a minifig. He just has 4 of them. So very, very cool. And then we have a very nice colorful parrot. So this is also new. I mean, they did a lot of things in the 80s that we don't really give them credit for a lot of times, or we forget. Like that is a lot of detail put in that bird. And they kind of steered away from that in the 90s and then got back into it later. Like, I mean, the pirate sets always kind of carried these colorful pirates, but I'm just saying they were kind of rare. You didn't see them in city sets. You didn't see them in the Western sets. They had colored parrots all the way back in the 80s. So very nice looking selection of minifigs. But now let's get into the end.
Well guys, that was my review. Hope you enjoyed it. I have to say, looking at it, being a 1989 set, this set's really good. Now there are some weird things, like we talked about that trap door. I mean, if they were to do that now, it'd be one of those, the normal trapdoor pieces that just come down if you pull a little pin out. Again, the little stairwell, this looks odd. Like it's like a steel piece. I mean, I'm thinking it's supposed to resemble steel and it's on like a pirate's ship. I mean, not that they didn't have steel, it just looks off. And then again, these little flag staffs are a little odd as well. Like they're kind of flimsy if you're trying to play with it as a kid, although they look really good. But besides that, this set's really good. I mean, the base plate's fantastic. The minifigs are great. I love the little bridge aesthetic, the gel. It just gives the idea of a very little forested or jungled set, right? I really like it, but let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the set? Do you not? Do you possibly own it? Any areas you think they could maybe improve on? You know, if you agree with the ones I said, or if you have some other ones in mind. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. But if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. And click that bell so you're notified for any new old sets I do on this channel. Every Wednesday, we do an old set that's at least 10 years old. But yeah, that's all I got for you again. But take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.